Time for another edition of Cougar Coaches Show, talking women's basketball. The Lady Cougars, 7 in a row winning streak, 11-4 overall, and now chipping up to number 17 in the top 25 poll. Their leader, head coach Mike Davis. Coach, Happy New Year. Welcome back to the Coaches Show.
Good to see you. Glad to be here today.
So far, calendar flips 2014. You guys are clicking. Nice little winning streak going in conference play. You got to be excited about the way things are going right now for the ladies on the court.
You know, our play has improved. I think one thing that happened at Christmas time, we also got a young lady playing for us in Petrolina Chalaka, who had been out with a concussion the entire first semester. I think she's made an addition to us as well. But there's been a noticeable improvement in our play, and it's something you need to build on because it's a lot easier to go one way up that pole than go the other way. So you really have to take every game as the true meaning of it and be ready to go.
You mentioned Petrolina and PC, as you guys call her. A little easier to call her by the initials, but she has made a complete difference and has advertised a lot of discussion about her coming in to what she brought skill set wise, and now we finally get to see that a little bit on the court and even away from the ball, watching as the other team's bringing it up the court. She's directing troops and getting everybody together, and is kind of a vocal leader, even though she's not that big of a body out there on the court.
Such an interesting situation with her. Played high school basketball for an ex-player here, LaQuisha Dickerson, in Houston, Texas. Went to Grand Canyon University out of high school, transferred into us, and about our second or third practice of the year, received a concussion. Mm-hmm. So literally practiced 2 to 3 times. Off the court the entire first semester. I mean, we were really just worried about getting her healthy, getting her into her classes and academically taking care of things. So did not practice with us again until we came back from Christmas, the 26th day of December. So really her time on the court with the team has been so minimal practice-wise, and it's pretty amazing the level of play that she still played at with the minimal amount of practice that she's had.
And somebody else that has experienced injuries over the last couple of seasons, Laura Weissman, has been really good, battled back from the injuries, is healthy, and is really coming to her own in her senior year.
You know, Laurel, I'm really, really happy for her because her improvement from last year to this year is just off the charts. I think a lot of that is confidence in herself and doing things. You know, she is healthy right now, but you know, her play on the inside has really, really changed us. You know, she's averaging double figures, 10 or 11 a game, and also still shooting 55, 56%, and she's just brought a great energy in there. You know, Dub, Kayla Washington, who we call her, both of those have given us some great energy on the inside, and you know, then we've gotten play off the bench from Fish and those type people, and you know, Fish, she's going to get you your points, whatever you do. And Corey Hamilton, another young lady who's really improved from a year ago, a sophomore this year, really had limited playing time last year as a freshman, and her play has just really blossomed, and especially since Christmas time, we've seen a lot of those kids go on to the next level.
Well, you mentioned the confidence word with Laurel, and I think that a lot of that comes with success and with winning,
Sure.
and you doing things right, and the, you know, case in point with the game the other night against Mid-Continent. It wasn't obviously the best shooting game, especially the first half when you're 0 for 16 from behind the arc. A team like yourself.
I'm the shooting coach in those days.
Yeah, there's no assistant to pawn it off on it.
Can't blame it.
It's all on you. But that's one of those kinds of things where you guys are able to adjust, know what's wrong, fix it, and the ladies have the confidence in themselves as a team to go out and make the adjustments necessary to get a win.
Well, you know, I was wanting to measure that basket down there at halftime. A really unique stat. We were 0 for 16 from the three-point line. Inside the three-point line, we were 14 of 19. So you talk about, you know, a stark difference. We fought through it in not shooting the ball well. Had 3 young ladies with double-doubles that night. And, you know, you don't see that very often. 1 is a lot, and when you have 3 in the same game, of course, I always said it means you missed a lot of shots to have that many people to get that many rebounds.
And your rebounds were way up.
Exactly.
40-something rebounds. This is crazy, another crazy stat.
But, you know, all those players are really improving for us. And as the conference season's kind of rolling into full force right here, that's what you hope is happening.
And again, that's another one of those talented team where a couple people have an off night or get in foul trouble. The others can pick it up, injuries, whatever the case is, kind of keep rolling over your shifts and your substitutions, and everybody just kind of keeps working together and gets the W.
You know, I think this team is, as we have improved our play, we've really developed a lot more sense of trusting each other. And if, you know, someone isn't playing that well or someone else is open, we're finding them. And I think that balance is helping this team. You know, we're up at Hannibal the other day, and actually PC comes off the bench to lead us with 14 points, but I think we had 3 other people from 14 to 10. So, you know, there's a lot of people doing a lot of different things for us. And, you know, one person that I'm going to kind of give a round of applause to is Heather English, who, when we didn't have those people playing well, was really shouldering a load. And, she's still the same Heather, same great player, but she's realizing right now letting some other people do some things is helping us as they're starting to play better. So, her stats have gone down a little bit, but I think she's understanding the plus of winning right there. And, that's a pretty good player when they understand what it takes to win.
Most definitely, and a vocal leader and a special moment for her, as you mentioned, Heather English. Mentioned in the first time in the home crowd, you guys have been on the road, come back on the 4th of January with her big night there, put her into second all-time in Cougar scoring in the midway through her senior season.
What a great accomplishment for her. She trails a young lady, Lisa Kowaleski, who was one of our first recruiting classes here, came in as a freshman out of the St. Charles area. Heather passed a fellow Boonville player in Rachel Oswald to move into second place. And, it's kind of fun to look at those names and stuff because it brings back such memories of players who have been there, with Lisa. And you had Rachel, who she passed. And right there was Whitney Whitteman and Leanne Fossum and so many good players. And really fortunate, so many of them from so close to Columbia where they hailed from. So it's been a great run so far for this program and some great players.
Well, with that middle group that you mentioned, obviously even closer with your daughter Whitney and her part of those teams and that whole run there. And now Heather, she's still got a ways to go. She'll have to have a heck of a last part of the season to catch. I don't think she'll be able to catch that mark set by Lisa.
Well, I told you a stat earlier, and I'll bring this up again. Maybe one of the most ironic stats you'll ever hear. Lisa Kowaleski played 4 years here. Scored over 2,000 points in her career. And that is
2,079.
That's an unbelievable amount of points to score in a career. At the same time, during her 4 years here, she was never our leading scorer a single year. And that's a pretty ironic thing. All she did was go get her 15 every game.
Yep.
And, you always talk about consistency and what it leads to. And I think she was a perfect example of that.
Well, you talk her consistency and confidence, another C word with We Are CC, but Heather English is all of those things. And she may not end up with the scoring record, but she's certainly well-deserved of where she is at on the career and as a leader in her senior season where this team is winning right now. We'll talk about the upcoming matchups for the Lady Cougars. A big one with Freed Hardman on the schedule as well as January. The rest of the month is jam-packed. It seems like there's a game every other day for the women's basketball team as they've climbed to number 17 in the top 25 and at the top of the AMC conference. We'll talk with the coach more about the upcoming slate of games, and you can find that full schedule at ColumbiaCougars.com. Back with the coach after this.